Hey everybody, I'm Jana Classy. I'm a realtor with my husband Paul, and I'm here to update you on the housing market for August. So these are the numbers for the 3 counties in the Eastern Panhandle, and they're showing what we've been reading about since the Fed raised rates: slowdown in market activity, return to a more balanced market. You know, the predictions that we see on the news are more about the country as a whole, the averages of all areas. And it is true that most of the country is experiencing a slowdown, but there's variations in how severe that is depending on the area. According to Zillow, the following cities will see the largest declines: Fairbanks, Alaska, 4.6%. Charleston, West Virginia, down 4%, and that's Charleston in Southwest Virginia, not Charlestown here in the Eastern Panhandle. Then Lake Charles, Louisiana, down 3.8%, San Jose, 3.6%. I've seen other sites that say larger cities that saw the greatest price increases will also see price drops, like Las Vegas, Jacksonville, Florida, Phoenix, a few others. Zillow has changed their housing market prediction. They're now saying that U.S. house prices will climb just 2.4%, and that's down from the 7.8% they were predicting just a few months ago. And that's the average of the entire country. So some cities will be on the negative side of that number, some on the positive. So let's look at what August numbers reveal for the 3 counties here in the Eastern Panhandle, see what we can deduce from that data. And I'll do a wrap up at the end, so stay tuned for that. The first indicator and the most important is the months of inventory. That number defines the type of market we're in: sellers, buyers, or balanced. And guess what? August was still a seller's market, just barely. Berkeley and Morgan shows 4 months of inventory, Jefferson 4.5. 5 is the tipping point where we go into a balanced market. And that number, months of inventory, is trending up for the last 3 months for Berkeley and Jefferson. It was trending up in Morgan, but dropped pretty dramatically in August. I'm not sure why that happened. Next indicator, days to sell. And these are median instead of averages. An unusually higher low number can skew an average, so I think median is better, paints a more accurate picture. Berkeley and Jefferson, 12 days to sell, Morgan 17. So all 3 counties saw a slight increase in how long it takes to sell a house. But it's showing that homes are still selling pretty quickly. Next indicator, number of mortgage applications. And these are numbers for the entire country. They are from the National Bankers Association. Applications were up slightly beginning August. Mid-August, they dropped 2.3%, 1.2% toward the end of August. No surprise there with the rising interest rates. So there's not as many buyers out there shopping for a house. Either they are knocked out of the market because they now can't afford the higher payment, or they've decided to wait till interest rates come down a bit. Next indicator, number of homes sold. This just shows market activity. If that is decreasing, the reason could be fewer buyers, fewer sellers, or a combination of both. So to determine the cause, you'll need to look at other data that addresses supply versus demand. Things like months of inventory, days on market, things like that. Market activity in both Berkeley County and Jefferson has been trending down for the last few months. Morgan was trending down, but had a jump in market activity in August. So wrapping all this up, August numbers continue to trend downward indicators, but only by slight numbers. There wasn't a huge drop in things like days to sell or a huge rise in months of inventory. That number did increase, but not so much that it knocked us out of our seller's market status, at least for August. We are still in a seller's market. We're now bordering, though, on a balanced market. So for Berkeley and Jefferson, August pretty much continued what we've been seeing, a slow trend down. Morgan County, on the other hand, was a mixed bag in August. So it's hard to say what's going on there. Median price was up in July, then down in August. But they had a big jump in number of sales, big drop in months of inventory from 6 to 4. So that pushed them into a seller's market for that 1 month. So for Morgan, just We'll have to see if that jump in sales was an anomaly or if someone discovered gold up there. I don't know. I'm gonna go with anomaly. So there you have it. We're doing pretty good in the Eastern Panhandle. People want to move here. Lots of them from nearby congested areas like the DC area. If you are selling, you'll be okay because home prices grew so much last few years, you'll still come out very well, even though the price might be slightly lower than it would have been a few months ago. If you are thinking of selling, we did a series of videos for sellers with some good information, including on if you'd like to sell yourself, advice on that, if you'd like to sell without a realtor. And that's there for you to the right. And thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next week.